Oh, what an adventure we have planned today. We're gonna go from coast to coast. We're picking up the west coast of Luzon from the 0 kilometer marker. We're biking all the way eastwards to a province called Quezon to get to the eastern seaboard. That is about 150 kilometers in one direction. Then we're gonna spend the night. Then we come back home for another 110 kilometers. It's gonna be fun. So our adventure begins here at the Manila Yacht Club. We're off to bike from the west coast of the biggest island of the country to the eastern coast. We are beginning at the Manila Yacht Club, which is in Manila Bay. That is as close as we can get the coast into the city. And then we're cycling over some familiar terrain, which includes a few mountain ranges that we are familiar with already, to a place I've never been. So beyond a certain area, it's gonna be new to me. But even this whole adventure is new to me. We're staying overnight in my hydration pack. I don't have any hydration anymore, but I've got a change of clothes, toiletries, and etc. instead. When we get to the other side, spend the night in a hotel and bike back home on the second day. We're going coast to coast, baby. So we're gonna do a little ceremony. We're gonna dip our wheels on this side of the coast. When we get to the other side, we'll dip it again. Be careful, it's slippery. And so we begin our journey by doing this. Next! And so we're off to an adventure. That is a nice photo. We're going for the 0 kilometer marker of the Philippine Highway System. It begins here in this park. Okay, all the niceties are done now, and we're off to do maybe about 150 kilometers on this day to get to the other side of the of Luzon. That would be, I'll guess, maybe about late afternoon for us, but we're on our way. Get out of the city first. suspenders on because we might be expecting a bit of a drizzle when we get to where we're going. Good times. Good times. This route has become quite the popular route for motorcycles, and some of them are a little more daring than their skills allow, so we really have to be careful. I think we'll be grabbing a bite to eat somewhere near the top just to make sure we replenish our calories. This is what it used to be like, quiet like this. Beautiful route. We see a lot of people standing by the roadside. They're trying to take videos and photos of motorcycles speeding, and this is what I mean. Sometimes they don't have the skill to really pull it off, and they end up getting hurt, or worse, end up hurting somebody else. Some bikes are not even meant to be driven like that, which makes it all the more dangerous. It used to be such a peaceful place to bike, but because of its beauty, everybody has come. Biker! I don't mean to be harsh that way, but I'm not joking. Many times they will just make a U-turn without even looking back. Many times. Going downhill at speed, I don't care how good your brakes are, you're not going to stop when they suddenly make an emergency U-turn. Well, not even an emergency, because they just flip the bike around. Son of a gun. Don't get me wrong, I ride a motorcycle too, but I don't ride it that way. I wish they didn't too. It's all about respect, right? I guess this is where they all congregate. Did you see that? I just went through a swarm of bees. And some are like, but backwards. They're so cool. Not very scary. I wasn't scared because I'm sure right now I smell anything else but sweet. We had a meal. Oh boy, did we need a meal. And a lot of the calories that we burned, trying to get that back in, because we're not gonna make it if we don't refuel. And so now we're off. We're still about 2/3 of the way, so there's lots of work to be done. And climbing too. goes up must come down before we come up again to the other side. We're at 82 kilometers of about 150 today. More than half. But it's not gonna mean it's much easier because the heat is on. The heat is on. And we're kind of getting like rolling terrain, which I guess can be more forgiving. But we're rolling with a net gain. Usually in the place that we're going to for our next regroup, that place is so remote that it has its own micro weather. So it could be sunny like this here, but there it could be drizzling or raining. I've seen it. Such a stark difference from a contrast from what you have just a few kilometers away from it. Right now, I'm happy with the breeze. Pretty cool. But it is a headwind. So I'll put up with that. Yeah. Oh, look. See, rolling, but with a net gain. That's what's going on. An 11-kilometer climb, and the last bit is the steeper part. You know, it's been so many years since I was last here. Now it's becoming clear. Cheers. Now it's becoming clear why it has been so many years since I was last here. 11 kilometers of this? Hiya. Son of a gun. Okay, gotta be careful with these provincial wet spots because it could get very mossy in some areas because that's usually mountain water that just doesn't stop. That's the welcome march. I didn't Fanta. Made it. Okay, so here we are at the last of our designated regrouping stops. This is somewhere where we could have a meal again. I think most of the climbing is done finally, but we'll wait for the others, regroup here. We still have about 40 kilometers to go, so we can't take our time. I don't want to be descending from this mountain in the dark. Hardly any street lights. Plus, we didn't bring headlights. Plan was to be a little faster and get there, kick back in the pool. I guess not. But the good news is most of the climbing is done. We'll have a few short steps up, I think, on the way down from the mountain, but pretty much nothing like what we climbed already today. It's about 1,790 meters elevation gain up to here, up to Jarrell's Peak. Okay, we're gonna start moving, but it's gotten a little chilly, so I've put on my gilet already because I think we got a long descent coming up. So some of us are going to be prepared for the colder wind on the way down. So from here, I've never been beyond that restaurant. When I joined some Audax events and I rode with some other friends, we actually stopped there and turned back and rode back the same way. So this is my first time to come through. I had always been curious, but there's a bridge here that was always down, which finally fixed. But when they did fix it, COVID happened. So this is my first time. Car back. So apparently it's a long descent and then a short climb or a climb, and then we descend again. Let's have a look. Cool. They're fixing it. Not that this was really bad, but I'm glad they're making it even smoother. Well done to the local government. They're really, really nice roads. I've never been to this side of the country before, at least not on these roads. Really nice. And the place is so lush, the asphalt is so smooth, the paint is still so bright, well maintained. Good job. Good job. Okay, descending again. So no street lights here, and the sun is getting real low, big guy, but I think we're pretty much majority of the way down. At least I hope so. And I hope when we get down there at sea level that there's street lights for us to go by, because I think we are running late. Okay, we're done with that major descent. Now we're on the flatlands. We should be riding by the water, the ocean already, finding our way to the hotel. I'm guessing maybe in about 10 kilometers. I made it down. Gosh, the important thing was we made it down from the mountain. Without street lights would have been a little dangerous. But we should be okay here. Go left, go left. We found our hotel already, but we're gonna complete the ceremony and have to dip our wheels on the eastern seaboard of the Philippines. We have to tip the water in the water there, because as we complete the ride for the night. Maybe foolish to some, but you gotta do this, right? It's the first time, and there's only one first time. So we're done. We've biked all the way from the western coast of Luzon, and we made it this evening into the eastern seaboard of the Philippines, and we complete the ceremony. Woo! This is the first RCC ride coast to coast, and my friends, there's only one first time. Who's next? Who's next? And so we're done. Oh, we're going back to the hotel. We completed it. It was not easy, but it is, what an adventure to do this. And I think we've got interest enough to do it again for the other members, for the other friends. It's got to be an overnight thing. I don't think I could do the whole loop in one go. It's too exhausting, at least for someone like me. Anyway, we're going back to the hotel. Definitely want a cold beer. Okay, so we're done for the day. We still have to buy home tomorrow, but the coast-to-coast ride is over. We have 151 kilometers in the bag. That was just to get from one side to the other. And then in terms of elevation, we have about more than 2,200 meters in elevation gained. So yeah, it was a hard day in the office. But to be able to come from one side and go safely to the other side, and to see the new spots over there in Quezon, the beautiful roads, nice scenery, it was a good day. It was a good day. And if you enjoyed it too, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Cheers.